Welcome to Community Spotlight on ATMC TV. I'm your host, Jennifer Beasley. In this edition of Community Spotlight, we'll view two short documentaries about Brunswick County, both directed or produced by talented local filmmaker Shayna Vaught. Shayna is a graduate of the Film Studies Department at UNCW, and during her time there undertook two film projects, both stories about Brunswick County. Today, we'll take a look at both of her films and then have a one-on-one interview with Shayna to discuss the filmmaking process and her story. Let's take a look at her first film, Over the Horizon, a documentary about life in Ocean Isle Beach during World War II.
In 1941 and 42, the German submarines, the U-boats, operated with impunity off the coast of the United States, the Atlantic coast of the United States, and the Gulf of Mexico. And that included off the coast of North Carolina.
When World War II started, our beaches, the ones that were not occupied, had no protection or no people living on them. So they were just an island sitting out there that the Germans could land people on easily.
I mean, it was almost deserted. Very few people lived at Carolina Beach or Wrightsville Beach year-round. And so the prospect of having a lonely section of beach where the Germans could land some spies and saboteurs really worked.
And an awful lot of ships were being sunk off course out there, particularly oil tankers.
In 1942, German submarines sank several ships in the area of the New River, Jacksonville, south of Cape Lookout, down to Cape Fear. As a young boy growing up here during the war, I remember well walking along Wrightsville Beach with my friends, and we would try to skip along and avoid the waves coming in that were full of foam, black foam, from black oil from the ships that were sunk, and we hoped that from a submarine that may have been sunk. And debris would wash upon the beach, and occasionally we would see some body parts because this kind of activity was taking place just over the horizon.
Bright as the stars we're under, oh, is it any wonder?
And they needed some people on there. The Coast Guard was chosen to do that. You should know that the Coast Guard during wartime becomes a part of the Navy. So my discharge says Navy, but I was there as Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard also, in addition to patrolling the waterways, was active in patrolling the beaches, either on horseback, as many of them were, or with patrol dogs, carrying their German shepherds on a leash and a rifle on their back.
The attack dogs and the Coast Guardsmen were used on the inhabited islands, for instance, Wrightsville Beach. They patrol those beaches. On the islands that were not inhabited, we had horse patrol people, and we rode horses at night, all night. In daytime, we stood tower watch, looking for submarines or survivors or what have you. And
Now let's take a look at Shayna's second film, Colstein.
Okay, if you would lower it towards y'all. Some more. A little more. A little more. Right. There. Okay, and now, okay, what we're gonna do is lower it towards y'all, kind of pull it just a little bit. Perfect. And down. And you can let go. I went to East Carolina University and graduated about a year ago now, and I'm from Lexington, North Carolina originally, so it's been a move to come down here to the coast, and I'm a sculptor, so right now I'm just making art. I'm dabbling in most every medium, trying not to limit myself. I'm working on some paintings now, so I do a little bit of all of it. I had influence through the mountains. My uncles dealing with wood and different types of furniture. Growing up, I've always been around and out in nature. Growing up in the country really, put me out. That was great inspiration. Being able to go out and we would lay out and literally pick clouds and get shapes out of them. I've done it as a kid. I've just now started trying to make it into an art form. Everything inspires me. Life inspires me. Certain instances throughout life have inspired certain sculptures that I've seen. Nature, just Mother Nature, that's pretty much what inspires me. Whenever I say Mother Nature inspires me, it's through just life, through everything, what has been, what will be. This is my studio. It was an old storage shed that my parents let me come in and clean up and organize and build some shelves and just kind of set it up the way I wanted it so that I could do work out of it. It's difficult finding work and being able to survive, especially in the economy we're in right now. Mentally, it's really a bummer, but I really hold my spirits high. I've always been really good about that, staying real positive and trying to keep a positive outlook on things. Things are going to work out. You just got to work hard along the way and do what you got to do. It's baby steps, and I'm very fortunate to have parents that support me the way they do.
Around 5, he hadn't started the school yet, so maybe under 5, he decided he wanted his hair dyed black, and he wanted to be referred to as Black Hawk, and he would no longer answer to Cole. He's always, since birth, been very highly imaginative. In fact, he lives at Holden Beach. When he was a child at Holden Beach, we took him to the hospital down here with 104 fever, and he told the doctor that it wasn't because he had a fever that he saw people walk out of the television. That happened a lot. And that if you stare at the wallpaper long enough, that things come out of the wallpaper. And he told his cousin that the smoke detectors, every time they blinked, it killed a ghost. He drew all over our house all the time. His art teacher in high school had told us that please don't send him to a university. Send him to Savannah College of Art and Design or an art school. He's going to get in trouble with all the other stuff. He's not going to do well in anything but art. And so East Carolina, we went to visit all of them, and East Carolina had a really good art department, and he said, this is where I want to be.
This beach blonde hair guy walks in, looks straight like a surfer, and he introduced himself, hey man, my name's Cole, what's your name? I told him I'm Andrew, and he said, well, I guess we're going to be roommates. I said, well, okay. And it was all down here from there.
The moment that everything kind of changed for me was whenever me and my roommate in college at the time, we were both broke college kids and wanted to play golf. We'd played golf as often as we could.
We had played golf out here before, but we had the bright idea that, since we couldn't afford nice golf clubs or, nice things like that we would steal them.
I'm the operator here at Lisa Cotton Valley. Also proud to say I'm the designer and the builder of the golf course as well. We had a little incident out here where the back door was broke into.
We went in and got a bag each, a golf bag, and then filled it with a set of clubs, and we played with the clubs for a little bit. And my buddy, who we broke into the place with, went back to that course and played with the same set of clubs. And they saw it, and the tour bag was it was a tour bag, number one. It was big, it was black, and neon orange. So as soon as they saw it through the window at hole 10, I think, which is normally beside the clubhouse, they saw it, they came out and confronted him. He said that it was a gift and that it couldn't have been theirs, and they just, from there, told the police, and the police tracked it back to us.
We finally, through some crossing over and so forth, we found the two gentlemen that were responsible.
There's a knock on our back door in Greenville at our house, and it's my mother with two detectives from the Edgecombe County Sheriff's Department.
The two boys that, you know, with Cole and the other boy, his mom is the one that called and told us what happened,
And we were
and
sick.
I thought it was a good thing.
Yeah, I was about
thought-
to die, and he.
You know, that's what he needs. If he's wanting to go that way, then he needs to see what he's in for.
We're here with Shayna Vaught, producer and director of the two films that we've just seen. Welcome to the show, Shayna. It's nice to finally sit down with you and talk about your films.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. This is we love meeting people from Brunswick County who are pursuing their dreams, and I think that this is a great one. Being a director or producer of film is very neat. I think that's something that you really don't hear about, people pursuing too much, really. But we'd like to find out a little bit about you. Tell me about where you grew up and just a little bit about your background.
Well, I grew up in Calabash, and like right on the state line, South Carolina. We were there almost every day of my life. But yeah, just a small town and a big family, a really big family. My grandmother had 9 kids, and my mom, she's the youngest of 9.
Wow.
So,
Now, when did you know that you wanted to pursue a career in film?
not until after I graduated from Brunswick Community College. That's when my mom suggested, when I was going to go to UNCW, that was the plan, and I chose math as a major, and she was really persistent on saying, you should try film. And inside of me, I was like, I would love to. It's like, but on the outside of me, it's like, that's not realistic. That's a pipe dream. I won't have a job after I'm done with school. Math has a better chance of, you know, having that career afterwards. But it didn't last long. Myself and I kept saying I couldn't do it anyway. And then I know it was like the voice of God speaking inside of me. It's like, why not? And that's when I knew I could not answer that why not question. Because if I believe in God, first of all, I can't say I can't do something.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, wonderful. Well, what was your experience like at UNCW doing the film studies and things like that?
It was very different from what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a lot of go out there and make films, but it's not. It's a well-balanced program of learning the critical side as well as the production side. So many papers had to be written on films and analyzing films and breaking those down. And once we did that in those courses, I understood with my own films what I need to do as an artist to make a film effective for our audience to watch.
Well, where do you see yourself going in maybe the next 5 years with film? Do you have any kind of dreams?
I have big dreams.
Yeah.
I'm right now. I'm in a place where I feel like I need to make a decision. My dream is to go to graduate school and learn more. But hands-on experience also allows you to learn more about the film industry. So I'm not sure if I wanted to go to graduate school right away and just start building up my own production company here, or should I, if I get into graduate school, accept it and go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's quite a decision to make. I think life kind of hinges on those moments sometimes, but I think you'll make the right decision. You'll have a very bright future for you.
Thank you.
But tell me, let's talk a little bit about the two, I guess, documentaries that you created that we just viewed. Colstein, is that right? And then
Colstein.
Colstein.
Yeah.
Oh, I butchered that one. Sorry.
No, it's fine. His name is Nicholas Kernstein, so
Okay.
I just took Cole and Stein and put it
Okay,
together.
I like that. It's creative. Well, tell me kind of why you chose to do that as a film.
Well,